Tonight on Eric and Horror Stories.
What up, dog?
Welcome to Eric and Horror Stories. Eric speaking. It's been a minute. You'll have to forgive me. I am a little under the weather. I did not want to wait to do this video, however, because I want to put this sucker together. So, I thought I'd go ahead and do an unboxing video of the Home Depot Fears Through the Years animated LED Fear Valley Wolf. I just found this last night. It is the main thing I wanted from Home Depot this year, the one thing I was willing to pay full price for. They have some really cool stuff this year, of course. Home Depot continues to kill it in the Halloween game. I saw their 12-foot Reaper last night, and it's pretty fantastic too. But I don't know if I need another 12-foot prop sitting in my garage doing nothing. I much would rather have something I can have up. I just have 8-foot ceilings, and my yard's not conducive really to having big props. So, didn't you want to know all about my house and yard? Well, now you know. So, anyway, I was surprised last night. I was just driving in my Mustang, and I wanted to stop by real quick. I wasn't expecting to see this guy in stores because the couple I've been to so far didn't have him. They didn't even have a price barcode thing for him in their setup, so I figured they weren't going to get him either. But to my surprise, this store had pretty much everything except the hearse. I think this year they're selling they brought back the basic horse and carriage hearse. It does not come with the horse, but it's super cool. I think it's like $500. Anyway, they did not have that, but they had almost everything else. So I was shocked to see like 4 of these babies. They did have a thing on them saying limit 1 per customer, which I did not see on anything else. So I don't know. It's always a gamble to see if something will make it to clearance or not. This is $200 or $199.99. So they can say it's under $200. But yeah, I wanted it. I didn't want to take the chance of not getting it. You never know when there'll be a prop that's kind of neat that they don't bring back, like the man-eating plant or the cemetery angel or some of the stuff they've had through the years that I thought was pretty neat that was one and done. So the reason I like this guy from what I've seen online is he's not just a wolf that maybe tilts his head and goes, ah, ah. He actually snarls, like his mouth draws back, which is super cool. So he goes, ah, ah, instead. That's more impressive, isn't it? So, yeah, looking at the box, I have unboxed it once already. This did not fit in my Mustang when I took it out to the car. I was like, great. I had to break down the box right there and put all the wolf parts in my front seat and fold up the box and put it in the back seat, which completely blocked me being able to see out of the back of my car, but I made it home anyway. It's a pretty big box. It does not weigh a lot. This is only a 25-pound prop. It's actually pretty long and big and hairy. I'm not even going to say that's what she said. It's too easy. It's too easy. So, I am going to take the parts out of the box. However, this may not be how they were in there to start with. I did the best I could, but I did not remember. And again, I already unboxed it once. So, we'll get started here, pulling pieces of Mr. Wolf out of this box and getting him put together. Another funny thing is this little drawing here. I guess it's to represent against the average person. He's about to bite that dude's hand off. And he looks huge. Look at this compared to your Joe Average. So, you have a leg. This is actually a pretty good effect. I don't know would you call this a zombie wolf, mutant wolf, whatever. I don't know. But this actually looks pretty good. It would probably look even better if you sprayed a little blood on it, and however you make that look, just shiny. It's already pretty shiny though. Honestly, I don't think this needs too much. The only thing that concerns me about this prop, and I don't know if this will be the case or not, is this hair/fur getting all over the place. No idea if that's what's going to happen. Here's his tail. A lot of applications for that, I guess. Halloween costumes. You know, no judgment. Whatever you do with this, no judgment. It's 2024. Alright, looks, ooh, be careful with this. And here is, wow, this looks great. I mean, this is really a good looking prop. Oh, he's got his eye hidden there. I like the eyes a lot too. Those are good looking eyes. It's really pretty quality. That is a big head, isn't it? Holy crap. Yeah, I believe the eyes have the standard red LED thing, maybe? Maybe they just glow. I can't remember. I'm not crazy about red LED eyes on everything. It does make more sense on a wolf, I think. Or creature, forest creature. Is a wolf a forest creature? Here's a lovely leg. Reminiscent of those giant fair turkey legs. Here's another leg. I'm telling you what, this is a really good looking prop, and for the size, $200 may seem like a lot, but when you compare it to other animatronics, I don't think it's a bad price at all. Here's another leg. How many legs does this thing have? That's like 4 legs. And this is a really big piece. That's what she said. So there's the torso. It looks like a really weird guitar. Yep, he's kind of slim. Mr. Wolf hasn't eaten in a minute. He's not doing his best. And all that remains in the box is the instructions and the power adapter and an Allen wrench and 4 screws. Or 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, 4 screws. I honestly think this sucker will go together really fast, which I also like. It has these attachment points, which I assume just turn and lock in there. That's another good thing about this. It looks like it will be super easy to put together and break down, which I've seen a couple things on the 12-foot Reaper, and it looks like a giant pain in the ass to put up and take down, although it is super cool. So let's get the box out of the way, and then I will start to assemble. Okay, so the instruction sheet couldn't be simpler, honestly. There's basically one diagram here that says, put the legs on and screw them in with the Allen wrench. And then instruction 2 is put the head on and make sure you do the electrical attachments. So you can see the sucker's big. I mean, I'm 6'2", and he's pretty big as I throw the Allen wrench. The only thing I would say is, obviously it couldn't be simpler than attaching a leg and then you put a bolt through and screw it in with this. The bolt is really long, and it was somewhat difficult at some points to tell if I was all the way in or really needed to go any further with it. I don't think I put any of the bolts in all the way. Also, when you put the bolt in, you can't be 100% sure it's actually gone into the spot it's supposed to go into, so I had to kind of wiggle it to make sure. So maybe he won't be 100% sturdy since I didn't put them in all the way, but he seems fine. I mean, he stands together totally fine. It really looks strange without a head, doesn't it? I wonder. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna keep throwing that. I'm gonna keep throwing it. Alright, so now I will put the head, I'll make heads and tails of it, and we'll come back and see the final product. We'll see it work, and hopefully it will be the coolest Fear Valley animated wolf LED through the ears wolf that you see today. Well, here he is. He's a big boy, isn't he? Props to Home Depot, or whoever made this for Home Depot. The head, it basically has a handle inside of it, the way it's made, at least, where you can hold on to that while you attach the wires. You don't have to hold them by the ear or awkwardly by the mouth, which sometimes that feels like you're going to break the thing when you're holding it in a place that probably isn't designed to hold it from. They made it super easy. It just slides on. This is probably one of the easiest animatronics to assemble I've ever assembled. Now, it's a simple one, of course, and it just stands there for the most part and does stuff with his mouth. But But yeah, so again, I'm 6'2", and just like that diagram, he'd be biting my hand. So I'm going to hook him up, and we'll see what he does. Okay, so real quick, the adapter plug is basically right in the middle of his body, under it, and I'm not crazy about that. It's kind of an awkward place to have the plug because it's hard to hide. Now, I could have it better than just hanging here in midair, but I don't know why that's where they chose for that to go. But I mean, that's a minor complaint. So
Let's get under this and take a look.
I think I have put it on sensor. Okay, a couple quick things. He doesn't really snarl. For some reason, I thought he would. His gums would kind of like go back. I don't know if it's his gums. His gums would bear more, you know. They would draw back. They would drew back. They would drew berry more. His mouth basically just opens and closes. His tongue must move because it is loose, but there's only 2 wires to connect, so I'm sure he's connected correctly. Anyway, that's a minor thing. He's pretty badass. The eyes are not red. They just glow the color they are, and I think that looks great. Probably my favorite thing with glowing eyes that I've had. And his tail wags. I don't think you could see that from the angle I had it at, but his tail wags, which that's pretty fun. I guess that's one of the entire 2 wires is the wagging tail. Maybe, but I wasn't expecting that. That's a fun little addition, but it's also one I think a lot of people may not see if you're using this kind of at night or whatever. But I mean, attention to detail, great. I realize I'm kind of limited on my camera angles here. I'll probably pick this up in a second and walk around with it so you can see how horrifyingly messy my house is, and get a good idea of what he looks like, and we'll also show him in the dark. So the Fear Valley Wolf, I can already say, great purchase as far as I'm concerned. $200 well spent, and I'm glad I didn't wait to take a chance on him being on clearance. It's my new best friend. I wonder if he's going to scare the crap out of my cats. I can't wait to find that out either. Nice doggy. Maybe I got a milk bone for you. If you do not know that reference, I don't want to know. Come on, sir. Not sure exactly where the sensor is that sets him off. I actually ran out of iPhone storage while I was filming this last bit. I can't believe that. I need to delete some stuff. Anyway, final thoughts. Yeah, he's great. As you can see, he doesn't have a lot of movement. His tail and his mouth. But, I mean, what else do you need in a wolf? Do you need him to run? We're not ready for that kind of stuff. He looks great. He looks great in the light. He'll look great as a prop during the daytime. I mean, he's really... he's great. He's great for a night creature, but you're not going to see him unless you have supplemental light on him, if that isn't obvious. His eyes glow, and that is all you can see. He is very dark, and unless you put a little red light on him or something, is probably what I would do, or even a very muted white light, because he's too cool looking, especially with his battle damage and stuff. Man, I'm not even showing this beautiful side of his face, am I? I mean, check that out. You want that to show. You can't even see that from the light that the eye casts. So I would put a little light on him to make him fully, literally shine. And yeah, great prop. Glad I got it. I highly recommend you getting one if you like this kind of thing at all. I hope they do more of this kind of prop in the future. He's really neat. Also, there's a few hairs on the ground from him, but he hasn't shed that much, which is great, because I would prefer he not, and then he'd be some bald, weird-looking thing, because we already have one of those in this house. Anyway, you may have caught wind a little while ago when I was moving around of my next video. Very divisive prop that apparently a lot of people hate. Spirit Halloween's Bobby Strings. I love him. I think he's going to look super cool. He is the only Spirit prop I wanted to pay full price for, and I did. So, coming up in the next week or so, whenever, I'll show you Bobby Strings and give you my thoughts on him. But in the meantime, for me and Fear Valley animated LED Wolf, I bid you goodbye. I'm going to see the wolf. The head, first of all, it has a handle where you can hold it while you're attaching the wires and stuff. You don't have to.